Next, I'd love to welcome to the stage Sarah Kruse. Sarah is a acupuncturist, and she is somebody who has been implementing group programs and many of the strategies that you've heard of this, past few days, and leading up into this event. She's been incorporating this over the last few months into her practice. So I'd love for her to share some of her journey, how this has helped her attract the right patients and clients, how it's helped her transform their lives, and also how it's helped improve her quality of life. So without further ado, Sarah, welcome. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much, Sachin. So, I've been practicing Ayurvedic medicine for about the last 20 plus years. And during this time, I've mostly had a brick and mortar practice, seeing clients in person and not doing as much online. And I was thinking about 3 years ago, going online made more sense. I would have more freedom to travel, spend time with my family and whatnot. And then the pandemic situation came up, and I learned about Sachin and what he's offering, and decided to join the mentorship program about a year and a half ago. And since then, I've been really successfully able to shift my brick and mortar practice more online. And before working with Sachin and his team, I really was struggling with all the technical details, like how to bring my website together, my scheduling software, my programs. I was interested in doing all that, but didn't quite know how to bring it together. And during this time, I've been able to successfully do that and serve more people. I feel in a broader way, like serve them more, not only authentically, but just more deeply. And then also serve them in this ongoing kind of way. And so I feel like not only the technical support, but what has surprised me is the community support that I've gotten in working with you, Sachin, and with Deepa and with the whole team. It really motivates me to do better. And I've been able to uncover so many things that I didn't know about business and about working with people in this way. So I just feel really grateful to be on this journey with you all.
Yeah, it's super exciting. So I love to unpack a few of the things that you mentioned. So the hesitancy or the reluctancy or just maybe the knowledge gap in taking what you know how to do, you've been doing for 20 years. You don't even look like you've been in practice for 20 years. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But having that knowledge, and then the gap that's created by you learning how to put that knowledge out there in the world and offer your services to more people. What were some of those things? What was that? Some of that internal dialogue that was taking place? Because I can imagine what it might be, but I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of playing humble and small for a long time. And so it's allowed me to kind of come out of myself and express myself and what I have to share more broadly. And so I feel like getting more comfortable on camera, recording videos, implementing all these pieces together without feeling overwhelmed, and just having the support from you and your team to do that. Like I've had different points along the way where I felt I was stuck, and I can always reach out to you all and get that support. And so even last fall, I felt really stuck. I was like, I think I'm just going to wait to launch my program in January. And I had this really transformational call with Natalie. She's like, just do it now. It was October, and I just didn't feel ready. But she said, just do it now. Keep creating as you go. I'm sure it'll be fine. And I pushed myself. I, took those extra weeks of focus and launched my program, and it was really successful. And I felt like I could have easily procrastinated until January, but then those people who I served in October and November might have not participated and might have not received the benefits. So I feel like when I get in my own way, I'm not helping people. I'm not helping them heal. And ultimately, it's not doing them a service. So, yeah, this is what I've really learned, is just to get out of my own way and to ask for help along the way from people who are a few steps ahead of where I'm at.
Yeah, you bring up such an important point, which is, procrastination through perfectionism. And so we keep kind of kicking the can or delaying our greatness because we want to get it perfect. And even when we think it's perfect, it never quite works out that way. The irony is that, this event is called Perfect Practice Live, but I can assure you that it was far from perfect. From behind the scenes and just putting it all together, there's a lot of mistakes that are going to happen, or there's what we call failing forward that's going to happen. And as long as we fail forward, it's like when you fall on a mountain, you want to fall into the hill, not down the hill, right? So we fail forward, we fail upwards, and there's always going to be a learning curve, and we just have to have the courage and the confidence in our community to be able to know that, hey, if something goes wrong, it's not life or death, and it's usually something that can be resolved very quickly, and something that you can reach out to your community for support if you can't figure out on your own. And it does take a lot of courage to do that. It takes courage, confidence, but then also a belief in what you have to offer, and that what you have to offer is going to deliver value to people. So as an Ayurvedic practitioner, things can be very individualized. How did you turn that individualized, unique Ayurvedic approach to turn that into a group program and deliver it online?
Yeah, I feel like Ayurveda is a very integrative medical system. And what I've learned from you all, from the tools and information from functional medicine, is that what you all are offering can be very much integrated with Ayurveda. So I've created an online 10-week group program that showcases the foundational principles of Ayurveda and self care and daily routine, with the metabolic principles that you all share as well. So I feel like it's very inclusive, integrative, and it serves each person. I do, in my own program, I do consult with my clients with 3 one-on-one appointments. So I really, in just the way that I work, like to customize things for people. I know there's other ways that can work as well, but I've seen people gain a lot of value from the integrative kind of program that I've created, which I'm so thrilled about.
Yeah, I love that you're taking a hybrid approach, right? And an approach where there is some one on one, there is some group, and there is some self study and self mastery. And in the past, I know that, at least with my practice, and maybe you could speak to this about your practice, is that a lot of the heavy lifting was done in a one on one setting as opposed to in a group setting. And you end up repeating yourself kind of over and over again. So there's certain foundational principles that we all need to implement into our lives, and all of our clients need to implement. And then there's certain unique elements that are specific to that client, like their dosha or their metabolic type or whatever the case may be, or even their own personal challenges that they need coaching through. Those can be addressed in a one-on-one call. So I feel like you've really got the best of what technology has to offer, what service and compassion has to offer, and of course what time efficiency has to offer, running your program this way. If you could go back in time, what would you tell? If you can go back in time, let's say 5 years, what would you tell your 5 year younger self?
I would tell myself to ask for help and coaching and mentoring earlier than I did. Definitely.
What do you think stops people from asking for help?
I think maybe, like in my case, I just felt like I was going to learn at my own pace, one step at a time, and I could figure things out, just take the time and learn the program. And I could do that, but it would just take much, much longer. So, yeah, the journey becomes shorter and much more effective, in working with a mentor and a guide and a group.
Yeah, I love that. Marie Forleo says that everything's figure outable, right? So with enough time and resource, everything's figure outable. But I feel like what we're lacking these days is time, because I've never heard anyone say, I've got too much time on my hands, I don't know what to do with it. And I've never heard anyone say, I've got too much money on my hand, in my pocket, and I don't know what to do with it. So, the savvy entrepreneur, the savvy practitioner who wants to save time and money is probably going to surround themselves with the right people, the right process, and the right community in order, and the right, really um, combine all of those things, and surround themselves with a support system that creates success for them, or allows them to create success. So I'm so grateful that you've had that opportunity, and now you can kind of pay it forward through your services that you provide to your clients, and that you get to pay it forward by sharing your positive experience with all of our attendees today. Sarah, what would you say in conclusion to somebody who's tuned into this, perhaps where you were 5 years ago, reluctant to ask for help or not sure where to turn for help, and perhaps playing small like you said you were? What would you say to that person?
I would tell them to kind of listen to their heart in terms of, how they're being guided. And for me, what had me decide to join your mentorship program and be a part of this community is the alignment of values. So I would say, look into how your own personal values align with this community. And if that feels like a yes, then that's the right path for you, which it was for me. And one thing that you say, Sachin, I think is like one of your mottos that you practice by is, teaching your clients, your patients, your students, everybody you work with, to become the doctor, of the future, their own doctor, their own healer. And I feel like we are empowered to do that for ourselves, but also show our clients and our patients how to do this. So these values really had me feel like this is the right community, the right place for me to be.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. And I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed and we're able to, serve humanity together on this journey and create this movement around self-awareness, self-care. And we're all able to uniquely deliver our gifts to the world using a proven process. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much, Sacha, and I appreciate you very much.
Bye. Lots of love.
Lots of love.